last 30 or 40 years. And what's been the characteristic that's hit cities like Milwaukee, Detroit, where I'm from? We all know what's happened. The decent union jobs have been eliminated in droves. Industrial jobs have been eliminated. There's been a lowering of wages for the working class as a whole over the last 30 years, a lowering of pay for people. The jobs that once paid, you could work in a city like Milwaukee, an industrial city, or Detroit or Cleveland, and make a decent wage working like a dog for the corporation, but at least you can make a wage. That's been taken away from people. And the capitalists over the years had to come up with ways to stave off a bigger economic crisis. And we kind of know what happened in the 90s. They started doing easy credit with credit cards, and everybody could get a credit card. And eventually, though, that plays itself out because everyone's credit card got so overextended that suddenly you couldn't use their credit card anymore. So they came up with a new scheme. And the new scheme was to get people to put their homes up for credit, to pour money into the economy by using their homes. And what did they do? And this is documented. If anyone really wants to get a good study of it, you can read. There was a Senate Select Committee report that analyzed this. It's a 650-page report, kind of reads like The Godfather. And it showed what the banks did. They trained brokers to go into communities, and they would go and say they'd go into an oppressed community, and they say, look at a home, and a home needs a roof. Go, but no problem, we'll give you money for that roof. All you got to do is sign it. We'll refinance your home, sign off your home as collateral for a loan, and we'll give you the money to fix the roof. You have a medical crisis? No problem. We'll lend you money, just sign over your home. And they came up with a whole slew of exotic loans, and especially loans that were directed toward people of color. There were loans what they call subprime loans, which were loans that were written at least 3 to 4% above the standard mortgage rates. They came up with what they called negative amortization loans where every time you made a payment, what you owed went up. You were actually paying less than what your interest was, and the loan, and your payment would go up every month. These are what people got lured into in California. And what they would do is they would get people to sign up for loans, adjustable rate loans, where they would calculate the first year you can make a low payment and you could afford it. And they calculated, and the payment was affordable the first year. But they knew that the rate would adjust, and they knew, and this is documented in this report, that once that rate adjusted upward, you weren't going to be able to make the payment. We've seen in Detroit senior citizens, fixed income, and adjustable rate mortgages. Well, think about it. How can a senior citizen on a fixed rate income get an adjustable rate income? Because their income's not adjustable rate mortgage, that means their payment keeps going up, but their income's not going to go up. So inevitably, it would lead to foreclosure. And this was really the first phase of the foreclosure crisis. It was permeated with fraud at all levels. The banks were basically selling these loans, training brokers to lure people into these loans, knowing that they would result into massive foreclosures. You might ask, well, why? Why would they do that? It doesn't even make sense. But the reason they did it is that what banks do is they bundle their loans and they sell them off as investment securities. The rate of profit on the subprime loans and what they call the Alt-A loans or these negative amortization loans was 8 times greater than when they bundled the standard fixed rate mortgage, the old style mortgage where you paid for 30 years and you owned your home. And that rate of profit became irresistible for the banks. And that's why every single bank became enmeshed in this crisis. Everyone. There's not a bank that wasn't involved in this criminal fraud perpetrated against the people that brought on this tremendous crisis. Because when it comes to making, if a corporation in this country can raise their rate of profit by 8 times, they'll sell their grandmother to do it. And that's what they were doing. And literally, they took the homes from many of our grandmothers in this process who lost their homes as a result of what was just a fraudulent process. And of course, in the process of doing this, in their haste to do it, they ignored all sorts of legalities, and there's all this documentation about what they call robo-signing and fake affidavits, and half the loans can't be found, and we can talk about that in a minute. But it was a process permeated by fraud to make a quick buck, at the expense of the people.